So next up, we have some stuff for those people that want to get stuck into bolt action career from the guys at Warlord Games. And this is that they put forward two new options for those who want to try and build up armies for either side of the conflict. So we've got two options here. The first of these for the British Commonwealth, who get themselves a couple of units of infantry and then two vehicles there as well. So you've got the big Centurion Mark III there. And on the other side, you've got the Chinese People's Volunteer Army, which is made up of conscripts and all kinds of volunteers in there as well. So again, another core of infantry plus two vehicles there, with the tank being the M3 Stuart. So yeah, if you're diving into a little bit of a bolt action career, you've got two more options there. If you don't want to play as the US and the Koreans themselves, you've got some really cool stuff there too. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Liking the models very much. It'll be cool to see exactly where this sort of develops going forward with the narrative and that kind of thing, and what other armies they throw into the fray, because there were a lot of other countries involved in the conflict, as we've talked about on previous weekenders and XLBSs. So.
Now, Jerry, I have a question.
Yes.
This is probably a stupid question, but the tank on the Chinese People's Volunteer Army.
Yes.
Is that a Stuart or a rip-off of a Stuart?
It's a Stuart.
Okay.
And this
I was just sitting there wondering, how the hell did they get a Stuart?
because the Americans gave it to them.
Okay.
During World War II, which is only finished 5 years previously.
Yeah, I get that.
They were fighting the Japanese, so they were supplied by the US.
Ah, okay.
And then supplied by the Soviets afterwards. So you can have a really interesting mix of vehicles and weapons with the Chinese.
Okay. You see, that's one part of World War II that I never really hear a lot about, is that Chinese front.
It's because of where we're situated geographically.
Yeah.
People go, oh, World War II, Europe-centric.
Yeah.
If you spin around the other side to Australia and America, they're much more focused on the fronts that they were fighting in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one that gets glossed over
dig
here.
Into a little bit more.
It's vicious.
Yeah.
Give it that. Manchuria was not a fun place to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the PVA, not named after the glue.
Are they not CPVA?
No. Just PVA, would be an interesting faction simply because you've got that mix of equipment available to them.
Yeah.
And then likewise for the British are, they've got the new chunky stuff, but even that's an American M3 that they're rocking in there. As far as their half track goes, they've also got American bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And if you want to play very early British, you can still use your World War II bolt action British, because
you can roll in some Churchills and stuff.
Yeah, plus the infantry as well, because they didn't swap over until they'd been through the first winter, when they realised that the uniform was just not fit for purpose at all.
Yeah.
So you could use any of the sort of Burma campaign stuff for your summer tropical, and then use the Western Front.
Yeah.
So you use your Normandy Europe outfits for winter, because they give it to them, and then they went, oh, this doesn't work particularly well. We're all freezing.
Well, that's interesting. I'll give you that.